Hook choosing between AWS Lambda, ECS, and EC2 can feel overwhelming. Each option has its strengths, but making the wrong choice could cost your startup time and money. Stick around, and I'll break it down so you can make the best decision for your projects. You need to deploy cloud applications efficiently. But how do you choose the right service? Lambda, ECS, EC2? Each has its use cases, but the decision can impact your performance, scalability, and expenses. The simple explanation: let's simplify this. AWS Lambda is serverless. You pay only when your code runs. It's excellent for event-driven applications where you don't need to manage servers. Amazon ECS is for running and managing Docker containers. It's great if you have microservices that need orchestration. Amazon EC2 gives you virtual servers. You have complete control over the operating system and server configuration, which is ideal for legacy applications or custom setups. Scalability, control, and cost. Real-world example: let me share a story from a startup I worked with last year. They were building a photo-sharing app. Initially, they used EC2 for their back-end. They set up a few instance types, but as user traffic grew, so did their costs. They were spending about $500 a month to keep their instances running 24/7, even with low initial traffic. Then, they switched to Lambda for their image processing functions. They only paid when users uploaded photos. Their costs dropped to about $50 a month because the function executed only when needed. They also integrated ECS for their microservices that handled user accounts and notifications. By splitting their application into smaller, manageable parts, they improved deployment speed and reduced debug time. The result? They scaled from 100 to 10,000 users in 6 months without significant performance issues, and their costs remained manageable. What to do instead? Now, let's dive into a step-by-step framework for making this decision. 1. Identify your application type. Is it event-driven? Choose Lambda. Does it require a microservices architecture? Go with ECS. Is it a monolithic application or legacy system? Opt for EC2. 2. Evaluate traffic patterns. For sporadic traffic, Lambda is cost-effective. If you expect constant traffic, consider ECS or EC2. 3. Assess team skills. A team skilled in Docker? ECS is a natural fit. A team familiar with traditional server management? EC2 might be more comfortable. 4. Set performance thresholds. For Lambda, keep functions under 15 minutes runtime and under 6 MB package size. For ECS, monitor service limits. You can run up to 1,000 tasks per service. For EC2, consider instance types based on CPU and memory needs. For example, a T3. Medium instance is suitable for low to moderate workloads. 5. Calculate cost estimates. For Lambda, use the pricing calculator. Expect 20 cents per million requests. ECS costs include the underlying EC2 instances. A T3. Medium costs about $30 per month. EC2 pricing depends on instance type and usage. Estimate $50 to $500 per month depending on configuration and load. Common mistakes. 1. Ignoring traffic patterns. Choosing Lambda for always-on services. Monitor your traffic and switch to ECS or EC2 for predictable loads. 2. Over-provisioning resources. Using EC2 instances with excessive capacity. Start small, use auto-scaling to adjust based on demand. 3. Neglecting security configurations. Forgetting to set proper IAM roles. Always define the least privilege principle for Lambda functions and ECS tasks. 4. Not considering cold starts. Relying solely on Lambda for high-performance applications. Use provision concurrency for critical functions that need to minimize latency. 5. Forgetting to monitor costs. Underestimating costs after deployment. Set up AWS budgets and monitor your spending regularly. Quick checklist. Define your application type. Evaluate traffic patterns. Assess team skills. Set performance thresholds. Calculate cost estimates. Monitor resources and adjust as needed. Summary plus CTA and summary. Choosing between Lambda, ECS, and EC2 requires careful consideration of your application type, traffic patterns, team skills, and cost management. Follow the step-by-step framework to make informed decisions. Don't forget to avoid common mistakes to ensure your startup thrives. If you found this breakdown helpful, drop a comment with your thoughts or questions. And don't forget to subscribe for more practical guides on cloud engineering. Bonus practical tip: if you're unsure what to pick, start with the simplest option that ships today. Then measure for 7 days, latency, errors, deploy time, and cost.